Welcome you to our classes. Today's topic is control accounts. Control account is also known as a total account. It's a summary account kept in the general ledger. Since this is a summary account, it is free of details, thereby relieving the general ledger from load of activities. However, the accounts are accurate and these are being used for accounting statements, which is the practical option. These are mostly used for debtors and creditors, where the individual number of accounts can be very large. In order to maintain the details, subsidiary ledgers are used, keeping the personal individual accounts. In all minute details are kept. Each of these personal accounts are identical. Even though the amount may vary, but the nature of transactions are very similar. As you all know, personal accounts are accounts with the names of natural, legal, or business names. Generally, for debtors and creditors, separate ledgers are maintained. Since two sets of accounts are being maintained, in order to ensure accuracy, both had to be tallied. Therefore, they take the list of accounts from the subsidiary ledger and tally it with the control account balances. In case of differences, reconciliations are made and corrected. Control accounts are strictly part of double entries. Debtors control account and asset account. Creditors control account is a liability account, and they will respectively represent the trial balance and further accounting statements. Please remember, even the individual details maintained in the subsidiary ledger are also strictly part of double entries. Few benefits of control account. One, it's a checking mechanism to detect errors and fraud at the early stages itself and removes bulky detail from general ledger. It makes large amount of accounts manageable, and also trial balance etc. can be made with summary balances. Okay, it is important to know how practically these are done. Look at this sales journal or sales daybook, wherein individual transactions, say customer A 1200, it is directly posted to his individual account in the subsidiary account. Similarly, every transactions. And at the end of the period, maybe monthly or weekly, the total sales figure, which is 4,920, a journal entry is passed, debtors control account debit to sales account credit. Along with the sales daybook, we also maintain a sales return daybook with the same format. Similarly, separate purchase daybook and purchase return daybooks are also maintained in the same format. In order to facilitate control accounts, the cash book will have to be specially designed as a columnar cash book, providing separate column for debtors and creditors, receipt and payment respectively. Look at column 3. Cash received from debtors are extended to column 3. If discount is involved, further entry is made to column 4. Similarly, for purchases, if amounts are paid to creditors after entering the bank column or the cash column, it is extended to column 3. Or the creditors column, if cash discount is received, a further entries made in column 4. With the totals of each period, journal entries are made and posted to the control accounts. Now let us look at a sales ledger control account, a typical account, which is in many respects will be same as a normal debtors account. You would note two unusual entries which we will explain to you later. Credit sales will come from the day book, cash received and discount allowed will be from the columnar cash book. Sales return will come from sales return day book. Dishonored check will come from payment side of the cash book but not from the columnar extensions. Similarly, refunds to the trade receivable also come from the payment side of the cash book but not from the columnar extensions. Interest charge will come from a general journal. Bad debts also will come from a general journal. All these transactions that we have seen will be there in a normal trade debtors individual account as well. The special things. In this you find both debit and a credit opening balances. Since sales ledger controlled account is an asset account, therefore debit balance is normal. But here you find an abnormal credit balance. This is also known as a minority balance. These type of situations can arise if a debtor return the goods after making the payment or inadvertently make the payments more than once and so on. Beauty of this is even though this is a total account, we don't allow that individual account to be submerged into the totals. Therefore, we maintain a credit balance separately until it is resolved. The next special entry is shown here as set off. This is also known as contra entry. This may arise when a debtor in another capacity also is a supplier. In that case, there will be two accounts in both ledgers for the same person. In sales control account, he owes us money. In purchase control account, we owe him money. When settling, if it is mutually agreed, one will be set off against the other and the difference will be paid or received. Hope students can appreciate all what we have explained regarding sales ledger control account can be also applied to purchase ledger control account on the opposite direction. Hope you all have understood the subject. Now let us try a question which is originally one large question which have been split into 3 sections for the convenience of the students. Mr. T proves the accuracy of sales and purchases ledger by preparing monthly control account. Now, details are given here. Enter them in the sales ledger is the request. In this sum, you have both debit majority, credit minority balances. Credit sales debit, return inwards credit, cash received from customers credit, cash discount allowed credit, irrecoverable debts written off credit, contra settlement obviously credit. We have balanced the account in order to continue further with other adjustments. Next question is about purchase ledger control account. Here again, minority debit balance and majority credit balance is given. Credit purchases credit, return outwards debit, cash paid to supplier debit, cash discount received debit, Contra settlement obviously debit. Balances extracted and have been extended to do the further answering of the question. The next question, at the end of the month, balances on customers and suppliers' personal accounts were extracted and the totaled as follows. Sales ledger balance to be ascertained, credit balance 2,680, purchase ledger debit balance 90, credit balance to be ascertained. Initial attempt to balance the two ledgers showed that neither of them agreed with their control accounts. The differences were found to be due to the following. A. Credit balance of 680 had been omitted when listing the sales ledger personal accounts. Credit balance is given, but the 680 is not added, therefore it is to be added. B. A contra settlement of 500 had been included in the total transaction but not in the control account. This will affect both sales and purchases control accounts. In sales ledger control account, contra settlement is credit. In purchase ledger control account, contra settlement as shown here is debit. The next question is, a new employee mistakenly entered 5 sales invoices into the purchase day book as if they had been purchase invoices and enter the amount in the new supplier's personal account too. Total of these invoices were 1,360. Two things have taken places. One, purchases control account have been overstated by 1,360. So in order to correct it, that control account will have to be debited by 1,360. The second, 1,360 sales control account entry have been omitted, so therefore that entry will have to be made. The next one, refund of 20 was made to a customer not being included in the summary of transaction given above. In order to correct this part, cash will be credited and sales control account have to be debited. It further states 20 was entered to the personal account of a customer as it had been cash received from the customer. This resulted in a credit balance of 40 on the account which was still outstanding at the end. It means the credit balance have been overstated by 40, therefore this has to be deducted. As you note, this have been deducted from the credit balance of sales ledger control account. Hope it is clear. Dear students, we recommend that you do more and more exercises like this in order to get a better familiarization of the subject. Before we conclude, we have attached a flashcard where the summary of our lecture today is mentioned for you to recapitulate what we have learned. Dear student, as you all know, these classes are provided to you by our YouTube channel, SL Account School. So we kindly request you to subscribe, share, like, and promote it among the people who are interested. Thank you very much.